Finally I can share some stuff. Video diary for character project. It is the 9th of January 2024 and this is my first entry. Back in January of this year, 2024, I became part of a hugely ambitious project, one I couldn't talk about until now. This project would be performed at the same place that Twelfth Night debuted in history, Middle Temple Hall. Why? Because this project would not only be involving myself and my friends from Artists Theatre School, it would also be involving members of the Honourable Society of the Middle Temple. This would be a mock trial, much like Agatha Christie's Witness for the Prosecution, except our project would involve real barristers and a real judge. As characters in the trial, my friends and I would be faced up against trainee barristers. We didn't know what the questions were going to be, and they didn't know what our answers would be. All we knew is that we had to know our characters inside out. From January onwards, we were building our characters from the ground up, using nothing but a notebook, a pen, our imaginations, our gut instincts, and of course the Mike Leigh method. For those of you who don't know, the Mike Leigh method involves building your characters from the ground up, simply put. And I created a troubled little soul called Rachel O'Connor. The character I've created is called Rachel O'Connor, based on someone I met at my Christmas job in 2023. What interested me about the person who inspired this character was the fact that she was very friendly, but at the same time, I didn't really get the social connection I would have liked with her. It just got under my skin, and that's why I got interested. Building on that for my character, I think she's possibly the kind of person who doesn't let in people easily. She doesn't trust people right away. Like, she has to spend a great amount of time with you first and get to know you before she can call you a friend, before she starts wanting to hang out with you. This would become one of the core character traits of Rachel, an introverted extrovert who loved her family dearly and only wanted to protect them, and protect herself from getting hurt. She could call you a friend, but she had to get to know you first. Rachel O'Connor's journal, January 11th. Just thinking back to my old secondary school teachers. I went to a grammar school for girls. Curie Grammar is named after Madame Curie. It was supposed to be a science-based school, but they had like a lot of art programs going on there as well. I don't know, I think it started as a science-led, but it's gone in different directions since then. Keeping a character diary helped us dive more deeply into the psyche of our characters, as well as their backstories. Think back to year 7, my first English teacher, Miss Oboro. She was okay, she was cool, she was, really patient. And Dr. Reed, he was the maths teacher. Yeah, he actually had a doctorate in calculation. God, what was it? Mathematical science, or calculus, that's it. Okay, so I'm just looking into these university courses. So I'm in my first year. I'm doing a business course. I've only just decided it's not for me, and I'm looking into new courses, and I'm trying to decide what I want to do, and I think I have absolutely no idea what I want to do. Would this cost me any more money? Would it cost my parents any more money? And my parents don't need that because my mum's health care has gone through the roof after her accident. She's in a wheelchair now and she just can't move. And Dad has to give up some of his working hours to take care of her, on top of looking after a baby. And I just think, it really, really sucks. Although we were told, rather warned, not to get too attached to our characters' backstories, because before we knew it, we would have new backstories.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's right, once the story was finalised, our characters were given their roles, and suddenly we saw how we all connected to each other, and my character got a new mum, played by my co-star and friend, Jane Parker. In the new story, Rachel is lured in by a cult. Jane's character, Alice, seeks the help of her friend Vanessa Phillips, played by our friend Linda Newman, in order to get Rachel back. However, things do not go as smoothly as they would like. One scuffle with the sect recruits and a slip of the hand later, and Alice and Vanessa find themselves on trial for attempted murder. In the beginning, there was a lot I loved about this project. I love the character building aspect. I just love writing the character out. In our first session, ideas were just pouring out of my hands onto the page. I felt like my brain was having an orgasm. And there were some things I hated. Someone in my class actually said, I'm prepared to be schizophrenic for the week, very jokey like, but I am seriously scared of the idea of becoming schizophrenic from this kind of project. This is like the third acting class I've done that I actually hate. This feels like a thing that's going to, God forbid, take over my life. And I can just hear my tutors now, well, if you want to be an actor, you gotta do this, you gotta let it take over your life. I'm a singing teacher. I have songs to sing, I got students to teach, I have a life. I also have a passion project I've been working on for years now, which I'm still trying to get off the ground. There was even a point I was seriously having my doubts. I'm actually thinking, oh, wow, kind of hurts to say it out loud. Would anyone actually miss me if I did leave the course? And yes, I just realised I'm wearing the same outfit in every last shot. Well, that's because I was having all these thoughts in one bloody evening. But these feelings never last longer than a day. The one thing that kept me going was something I really admire about myself. Would anyone actually miss me if I did leave the course? And I hate saying that. It leaves a kind of foul taste in my mouth, because I hate to quit. I don't give up. And I'm glad I didn't, because the following Saturday, things started to turn around. Character project, January 15th. It's the day after my most recent acting class, and I take back everything I said, all the skepticism I had before. It was a lot more relaxed that day, and yeah, I take it all back. It was a lot different yesterday. It was much more relaxed, more calm and holistic, and just a lot more empathetic and supportive. So yeah, I take back everything I said.
Andrew, is that you?
Working on this project turned out to be one of the greatest projects I could ever ask to work on, not just for where we were performing it or how original the idea was, but for the people I worked with, for my fellow actors and the director and the writer. Shout out to Bernard, he was awesome. And if I ever get the chance to do something like this again, or this play itself, you best believe I'm packing my bags, I'm gone the next day.
Seven voices blending like one fire earth, and seven voices blending like one fire earth and sky, and a spirit, and a spirit, and a spirit that drives them forward. They just keep